What you're seeing in the video is a makeshift morgue that's set up in a mosque a few kilometres away from the very large protest camp that was cleared out by the Egyptian military yesterday. And as more and more people died in that military operation, the hospitals became completely overrun, and the bodies couldn't be taken there. So they started setting up makeshift field hospitals and morgues in mosques. And this is one of the bigger ones. While I was there, there were bodies being taken out every couple of minutes. Having been identified by the family, they were then being taken on to an official morgue or to a burial site. So it was very hard for me to count the number of bodies there. But Human Rights Watch had been in about an hour before me, and they counted 230 bodies in that morgue. It was pretty chaotic. The outside the mosque was, we had to really push our way in through crowds of hundreds and hundreds of people. A lot of them grieving relatives who had, people's identity documents in their hands, and they were arriving to try and identify the dead. And when we finally pushed our way into the morgue, a really incredible, strong smell of death just hits you, because these bodies had been, lying there for, possibly 24 hours. They were sort of covered in white shrouds. Some of them were blood-soaked. And the volunteers at the morgue had been putting big blocks of ice on the chests of the bodies to try and slow down the decomposition that was happening, because, of course, it's summer here in Cairo, and so today it was around 35 or 36 degrees. And, it's not an ideal situation to keep that many bodies in. They'd also brought in very big pedestal fans, and they were spraying air freshener over all of the bodies and burning incense. And so you had these fans circulating this awful air as relatives were sitting down and trying to have quiet moments with the people that they'd lost in what has been described in some circles as a massacre. The Egyptian Health Ministry puts the official death toll at 628, but of course the Muslim Brotherhood says upwards of 2,600 of its supporters have died. So it was a pretty awful scene there at the Al Amin Mosque in Nasser City today.